Oh, hey, what's up, people of YouTube? This is Grow Me Something Mister. In today's video, I'm going to be making a cinnamon bread, but I'm going to add some of this dried peanut butter, or powdered peanut butter, I guess it's called. Just thought it would be a nice little touch to regular cinnamon bread. I could use regular peanut butter, but if you've ever heated up peanut butter, it melts on you, and I don't want the peanut butter to really melt. I'm going to have it mixed in with, let me get that down there. I'm going to have it mixed in with butter so that it can actually form like a little gooiness to it. So I've already got in my yeast, my half a cup of milk, my half a cup of water. I'm adding in some of the this Clabber Girl baking powder. I'm going to add in my salt. And it's the same recipe that I always use, I just modify it. If you want to use Clabber Girl baking powder, you could, you don't have to. I just add it in there because I want to. Cinnamon, this is all for my dough right here. I put in the 1 egg, and I put in about a half a teaspoon of sugar. Normally I would use, say, 1 teaspoon of sugar, but because it's going to be so much sweetness in here, I'm just going to add the 1 teaspoon, a half a teaspoon. And the flour, you know me, I don't really measure. I just go by eyeball. That's about ready. Alright, so I'm going to get this mixed up. Stay tuned. Alright, so I think I ran through that intro a little too quickly. Cinnamon bread that I'm making, and in between the layers I'm adding powdered peanut butter with the regular butter, and I'm hoping that that forms a nice goo. I'm also going to have cinnamon with it and some white sugar to help that little gooiness that people like with cinnamon rolls, except I'm going to add peanut butter with it because I like peanut butter. It's my standard recipe of, I've got here regular all-purpose flour. I use 1 cup of liquid, 1 teaspoon of salt. In this case I used a half a teaspoon of sugar. I used about a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of yeast. If you buy a packet that's like 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, you can use a packet, that's perfectly fine. Of course I let my yeast bloom for about 7 minutes or so just to make sure that it's active. This one gave me a little concern, but I think it's going to work out anyway. We'll see. So I'm just kneading it down. Cleaned out my bowl, as you can see here. And I've got some Pam spray that I'm going to spray inside the bowl to keep it from sticking. I just want to collect all of this. If you had bread flour, that's fine that you can use it. I'm just using all-purpose flour today for this bread here. If I was making a bread or breadsticks, I would certainly use bread flour, either all bread flour or a combination of bread flour and all-purpose flour. So let's spray this. Okay, I've got my bag here to cover it with, and this here what I'm going to do is make a ball with my hands. I think you've seen me do this before. Make that ball, it stretches it tight on top. That way it collects all the gases. So that's what it looks like on the bottom. That's the bottom, top. I take the top, I plop that in, turn it over, plop it down, there it is. We'll let that go for about an hour or so until it's basically doubled in size. Okay, so it has been 1 hour, and that's what the dough looks like. Smells pretty good. It's a little tacky, which is fine. Here we go, they come out nice and clean. I'm going to take my plastic bench scraper and I'm going to cut that into 4 pieces because I'm putting this once again into that container that makes 4 little mini loaves. I could have actually just put this into a pan like I'm making regular cinnamon rolls, a round 9-inch pan, but I don't have one, so that's why I'm not going to do it. Okay, you get the pan. Alright, so we'll just pat this out into the rectangle. Dough is really nice. I don't know how I do it. I do it every single time. Just in case, put some flour down. You can roll this out if you want. I don't bother rolling it out, I just stretch it. And of course, because of the way the pan is, I don't want to go too wide with it. That's fine like that. Okay, I have some softened margarine and butter over here. And we're just going to smear that on. Remember now, I'm trying to make this gooiness, so I need this this butter right here so it can help create the gooiness. And if you're worried about low fat, low sugar, don't look at this recipe. I should have said it from the beginning, I guess. Alright, so there's a good bit of the stuff right there. I did end up using some brown sugar out of habit. I put brown sugar in here. Here's that peanut butter that I was mentioning. It's powdered peanut butter. And we'll see how this turns out. It's got the instructions on how you're supposed to do it. I guess that means you better put a bit more than if you want to make it like peanut butter. There we go. We'll take our brown sugar mixture. I told you, if this is diet stuff, you don't want to be watching. Alright, that'll work right there. And just roll it up. I'll worry about the sides later on. Right after this roll up here. Pinch that. Once again, I always say it, I'm not working in a French restaurant, so I'm not worrying about how pretty it looks or how, you know, proper it is. I just make it to eat it. So here's another one. Okay. Pinching the seams to the last one. Did I mention this dough is really, really nice? Okay, we'll just pick up some of these extra little tidbits. Alright, seam side on the bottom, as I always do. There it is right there. Now just take a bag. If you have a tea towel or something like that, you can cover it with that. And this goes in the warm spot. You can put it in the unheated oven for about an hour or so. Okay, that was really totally just me making sounds at the clock. What I did was, at the oven heated, I took a toothpick and I just poked 3 holes in each one to for steam escape. We're going to put this in the oven. I have it for 365, but my oven's actually a little lower, so about 350. And we'll put this in for about 20 minutes and see what happens. Okay, stand by. Alright, people of YouTube, I baked these for about 30 minutes or so. There it is right there. Put it on a cooling rack, let it cool down for about 7 minutes or so. I can't wait any longer. Show you what it looks like. See some of the peanut butter down that was on the bottom. The steam holes obviously work because they did not split. None of these split on me, which is nice. You can see the coloration. So let's cut this open. It's still warm. I can't wait for it to get really cool down. I've got to try it now. You know me, I have to try these things. Alright, so check that out. See if we can get that good right there. You can see the coloration. So I'm hoping that right there is nice and gooey. It looks a little dry. But let's cut this piece. Normally, I like to try these without any kind of butter. So I'll continue that. But let me just put some butter on another piece real quick so it can start melting in. Put on this piece right here. let that melt. And you can see this is just wanting to fall apart. This ring just wants to fall apart on me. See that a little bit better? It's got a nice peanut butter taste to it. I'm going to try it though with butter on it. It's got to be good. Julia Child says everything's better with more butter, so. The bread consistency is good. The flavor is good. It's cooked down perfectly. So, alright everybody. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to know what the recipe was all about, just comment down below. Thanks very much for watching. This is Grow Me Something Mister. And remember, well, I don't have an exit line, so see you later everybody.